It's time for baseball on MLB Network. Ought to be a good one here between the Cincinnati Reds and the Oakland A's. It's interleague baseball on MLB Network. Frankie Montes, a right-handed native of the Dominican Republic, will be the starter. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, one of the things you look for in a pitcher, Matty, is movement on the fastball, and this guy has great run on his fastball. What does that mean? On his arm side, when he throws, the ball has it looks almost like a cutter. It has this little sweeping action. What it does, it keeps the hitters from hitting it off the barrel of the bat. A very effective pitch, but a very difficult pitch to command.
Standing in, Nick Senzel. He will lead this one off today. It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. But it bends just foul into the second deck.
First pitch, 4 o'clock.
Fouled off. It looked like the fastball got away from him there. Can't complain a bit about the weather here. 75 degrees our temperature at first pitch. And the slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. And now a slider is swung on and missed, and the leadoff man is set down to open up the ball game.
It's always nice to keep a guy that has good wheels off base, and that's just what they did right there. Big strikeout, keep that guy off the base path.
Nick Castellanos at the plate now, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball one. Montes has become known as a guy that's tough to take deep. So many starting pitchers find themselves snake bitten by the gopher ball, but he really limits that. The windup and the 1-0 pitch.
Oh, that counts.
And there are the umpires working this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Patrick Johnson.
You know, D-Roll, Patty Johnson, decent strike zone, but isn't always super consistent. I think that's one of the things that irritates players and pitchers.
Yeah, you're going to see a few glares, not only from the offensive guys, but maybe the guy on the mound as well. He needs to be a little bit more consistent.
From the windup, the 3-0 pitch. One out, nobody on. And he lays off here, ball 4, and he'll become the game's first base runner here with one away.
Batting third, the first baseman, number 19.
So up steps the former MVP Joey Votto. First shot for him here with a runner at first now and one away. He's set and the pitch.
Ball 1, no strike.
The 1-0.
He's having a really hard time finding his rhythm and finding the strike zone. It's going to allow this offense to keyhole him in big situations. He's got to figure it out pretty quick.
Now a throw over to first. Oh, and it froze him, and they got him.
Well, this game is still getting underway, so maybe he wasn't quite awake yet over there at first. Hate to have a guy picked off, but I guess it's better in the first than in the ninth.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he popped him up. But this will land untouched. Grounded back up the middle. And Votto reaches. He's got a base hit.
Nice execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in, kept his hands inside the baseball, and ripped the base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to find a hole somewhere. That one right up the middle.
Standing in now, Eugenio Suarez. Good opposite field power here, taken high and deep to right. And that ball gets down out near the wall and should be extra bases. So now they'll have 2 men in scoring position following the 2-out double.
That was a great job of driving that ball, extending his arms very well, was able to get it over the right fielder's head, one hopping it off the wall for an easy double. That's one of those solid hits that you don't even feel coming off the bat.
In now, Mike Moustakas. Oh, and ouch, that one drilled him. Safe at first. A good effort to recover there, and he almost made the play, but that's a base hit. And time now to see quite where that got him. And it appeared from up here at least, and his actions on the field confirm it. It looked like it got him on his drive leg, which could be problematic, of course, for him. But from the way he's trying to walk it off, I think he's going to try to continue. In now for the Reds, number 64. He's assuming the role of DH in this interleague matchup.
Yeah, Matt, that's one of the funny things about National League teams playing in AL ballparks. All of a sudden, the lineup kind of changes dramatically. But the cool thing is it gets more guys a chance to get some at-bats or time in the field.
First offering on its way.
No, that's down.
This is exactly the situation you drew up from an offensive standpoint. Good pitcher on the mound, but you got a chance to bury him early in this one.
Runners at the corners, 2 men out. Fastball got him to swing through it. It's 1-1. A good action on the two-seamer there, and it's 1-2.
Well executed fastball right at the knees. Going to be a long day for this.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. Reds will be forced to settle for just the 1. We'll move on to the bottom half of inning number 1. It's the Reds 1, the A's coming to bat. You're watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. Sonny Gray gets the start for Cincinnati in this one. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, thanks, Matt. On the mound now from Vanderbilt is Sonny Gray. Not a very big guy, but a good 3-pitch mix. Mid to upper 90s fastball, 93 to 95. Big power overhand curveball, and his changeup has gotten better as he's gone along. If he's on early, you'll see lots of swings and misses.
Stepping up to the plate, Marcus Semien. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Shot towards second. A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit.
Outside of home runs, nothing fires me up more than watching a good baseball player drive the ball at the opposite field. Talking about hitting the inside half of the baseball, that's exactly what happened right there. And when we say inside half of the baseball, imagine the ball coming to a complete stop halfway between home plate and the pitcher's mound, and then cutting that baseball in half and highlighting the inside half. That's where you're trying to take the knob of your bat or the hands to that spot and carve the inside half of the baseball with power.
Simeon's off and running. In there, now the throw is there, and he's out trying to swipe second. Nice release by Barnhart. Bases are empty, 1 man out. keeping it down here as it's to 1-2.
Offered at that breaking ball below the zone, and that's a tough one to spit on. But the key is recognizing it coming out of the pitcher's hand earlier and making sure that it goes up before it comes down. More likely to be a hanger when that's the case.
And a fastball blew it right by him, and they're 2 down.
Talk about blowing it by a guy. Geez, I mean, that fastball was way behind him when the swing came through the zone. I have to think he was looking for something off speed, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
And that'll bring up Matt Olson. As here's a strike from Gray to put him in the hole. 0-1. Looking to get on base and keep this first inning alive. Gray has his target. Here he comes. 0-1. Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact. Pulled toward right center field. Senzel makes the play, and the side is retired. A's go quietly there. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. Coming to the plate now, Jesse Winker, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one.
Number 33, Jesse Winker.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. Fouled away. Grounded weakly down the line toward third. The 0-2 once more. It is a fastball in off the plate for a ball.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Line drive, base hit to right.
No mistake what he was sitting on, looking for a dead red piece of cheese middle of the plate, and he didn't miss it.
Into the box, Freddie Galvis, as he'll take a look at ball 1. His prior history in this matchup, just a couple of matchups, no hits in 2 at-bats. Here comes the 1-0. Popped up. Olson battles the sun a bit, but has it for out number 1.
Batting up, the catcher, Tucker Barnhart.
Now at the plate, Tucker Barnhart. First swings for him in this one, with a runner still at first and 1 gone. From the belt, kicks and deals.
Count 1-0. Come on.
The 1-0 home.
Nice adjustment out on the mound. Overthrew the first one a little bit, but got on top and let that ball rip right out in front of him.
The 1-1. And it's fouled away. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And he fouls this one off. He'll try again. 1-2. Grounded to third. This could be 2. To second for 1. Relay to Olsen. They turn the double play, and that retires the side. Around the horn they go. 5-4 to 3 to end the threat. Don't touch that remote. More on MLB Network right after this. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and set to go as the third baseman, Matt Chapman. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Ball 1. The 1-0. And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0. Mark Canha waits on deck. That one's in there. 3-1. Clearly off with his timing on that one. A swinging strike.
He was able to sneak that fastball by him on 3-1. So now we've got a battle on our hands.
And here's the 3-2 from him. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Winker is under this one, and he's got it for the first out.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, Mark Canha.
Ready now, Mark Canha. He'll get to take his first cuts here. And the pitch.
Nope, that's the ball.
1 out, nobody on. Now the slider gets the call in the bottom part of the zone. The ball and 2 strikes.
That's a pitch he'd like to have back. You're not going to see very many pitches like that from a pitcher of this quality. I'm sure he'd like to have that one back to take a swing at it.
Fastball just inside.
He's up in the zone a lot right now. Sometimes that can be effective, but I think you have to be careful with that, especially during a day game where the ball tends to carry a lot more.
A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Line drive to left. Winker is in his tracks now as he makes the catch for out number 2.
Well, he hit that ball pretty well, but the only problem was that he pulled off it just a bit. The location was a little on the outer half, so he would have hit it even better if he would have stayed through the middle of the field with it.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring up the big-time power bat of right-handed hitter Chris Davis. Gray's ready. First pitch on its way. Looked like he tried to pull it there, but he swings right through the fastball.
Hey, not too often we see this hitter come outside his game plan, outside the zone, but that pitch was just so tempting.
Maybe a little jumpy there as he swings through the fastball.
Down 0-2 to a guy with this much weaponry, 5 pitches he can go to, not looking good.
Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch.
Ball 1.
Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. A's are gone in order. It remains 1-0. Ready for another chance? Nick Senzel. He was a strikeout victim in his first
The
try.
center fielder, Nick Senzel.
The pitch. In there for strike one.
0-1's the count.
Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
You got to go into battle mode after falling down 0-2 and find a way to work yourself back to even.
Now the pitch. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning. Another strikeout for him on the mound, and boy, is it fun to watch him go about his business.
No doubt, Matty. He's one of my favorites, mostly because of his stuff. You know, he can absolutely dominate on any given day because of what he offers up there. It's just nasty. There aren't many hitters that like to see this guy on the mound.
Nick Castellanos now, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one. He drew a base on balls his first time up. Chopper to short. Simeon's got it. And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
Now batting, the first baseman, Joey Votto.
In is Joey Votto now. He singled and scored in his first appearance in this one. Here it comes. Nothing in one count. Here it comes.
1 ball, 1 strike.
2 out, nobody on. And here's a slider for a called strike, and he's behind 1-2 now. Looked like the fastball got away from him there. It's ball 2. Down the first baseline, but this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline, but a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. The pitch. Line towards center field. That gets down, and the inning will continue. And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone.
You never want to beat a pitcher that breaks a guy out of a slump, but this guy was too good. You knew it was a matter of time before he started barreling baseballs. That gives him a multi-hit game, and I'm sure he's feeling good about it.
Into the box now, Eugenio Suarez. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Hit hard on the ground to third. Oh, what a dive. Got him. Oh, and that looked destined to be an RBI, but a highlight reel stab put an end to that thought. They call it the hot corner for a reason, and this is a beauty to take us to break. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Bottom of the third now, and digging in is the outfielder, Stephen Piscotty.
The right fielder, Stephen Piscotty.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Good pitch there, called a strike on the inside corner. Gray ready with the 0-1.
Check outside.
High in the air, carrying well out to deep center. Senzel backing up on it. See you later. Over the wall, a home run. It's a solo shot here for Stephen Piscotty. And the A's are back to even now. It's 1 apiece. Sure, you know it's coming after that bomb. That's right. Let's check it out on Show Track. And as the numbers come in, we see it was projected at over 450 feet. An incredible home run to watch. At the plate now, Tony Kemp.
The second baseman, Tony.
As he'll watch a first pitch curveball drop in there for strike 1. The windup and the 0-1. Sent on the ground out to second. On to first, so a good bounce back pitch there as he gets the ground ball for the first out.
Not a lot you can do with that pitch. That fastball just ate him up inside and gets the soft grounder for the out.
Now in the box, Sean Murphy. 1 run in and 1 gone so far this inning. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Fastball too high, and it's 1-0. And a fastball that's about off the radar screen there. It's 2-0. Three and 0 now.
It'd be great right here if he was able to work himself on base. You got the leadoff hitter on deck, and you know the middle of the order's coming up right behind him.
From the windup, the 3-0 pitch.
The count is 3-1.
And he takes ball 4. So a good job out of the 9-hole in getting on base as we go back to the top of the order.
The batter, number 10, shortstop.
Settling in now, Marcus Semien. 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning. From the stretch.
1-0.
Runner on first here with 1 gone and a 1-1 tie. A ball and a strike. Semien playing here in his age 29 season. He was taken in the 6th round back in 2011.
Hey, when you come out of the middle round, you have to grind for everything, and that's exactly what this guy has done, and he has turned himself into a solid big league ball player.
And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Well, that's one of the, I guess, the advantages of hitting with that hole between first and second base, D-Row. First baseman has to hold that runner on. That leaves that right side wide open.
Yeah, and credit the batter right there. Nice piece of hitting right there. Not trying to do too much. He took a look at the defense and saw where it was aligned and tried to beat him.
Ramon Laureano is at the plate and he checks his swing for ball 1. That evens it up 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With 2 guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. And there's ball 3 on a breaking ball that misses away.
3-1 here. You have to make a good pitch on the mound. Grooving one here rarely works in your favor unless the hitter tries to do too much with it.
3-2 to the A's center fielder. And Ben, that's a pretty good example of why he's such a great pitcher.
Yeah, stuff. Stuff is obviously the important key to being dominant on the mound, but it doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't have outstanding control to go along with it. But he does, and he really spotted that pitch. Well, it's obvious that earlier home run he gave up is still on his mind. He had him 3-2, but he didn't want to give him anything over the heart of the plate to hit, so we'll see if that walk comes back to hurt him.
He's set. Here it comes. Murphy at third, Simeon at second, Laureano at first, 1 gone. 1-1.
He's already walked 2 in this inning already. This guy just can't seem to find the strike zone.
2-1 to the A's first baseman.
It often becomes harder to hit the zone when the pressure starts to heat up.
Fouled off. Bases are loaded here. 1 man out. Fouled away. And he misses this one inside, and that'll run things full. 3-2.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
Working for the punch out and the offering. Fielded by Moustakas. Galvis. Relay to Votto's in time at first, and it's a double play. Side retired. 4-6-3. They roll it up to get out of the jam. Don't touch that dial, or the remote for that matter. More on the show right after this. Back at the Oakland Coliseum, and before we go much further, let's check in with Heidi Watney.
Matt, I had a chance to talk about the state of the Reds offense with their manager between innings, and flat out he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. Yes, they've only scored 1 run, but he said they've done a great job of forcing the pitch count up, and he thinks that's going to lead to more offense for them as this game goes on.
All right, Heidi, thank you. All set for the start of the 4th, and that'll bring in the second baseman, Mike Moustakas.
Mike Moustakas.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch.
Good luck with that pitch. That pitch is an absolute nightmare. Almost unhittable. Nasty downward action. High 80s velocity.
And it's fouled away.
He was absolutely all over that fastball. Have to find a way to keep that fair.
Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2.
The count is 1-2.
High and deep to right center. And he's going to make the catch on the warning track. A fine running play there for the first out.
Now back, number 64.
Now at the plate, number 64. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch of the at-bat. And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. 1 run, 5 hits, and no errors in the game for Cincinnati thus far. Swung on and missed. That strike 2. And that misses 2-2. And now a pitch on the way. Outside and a full count, 3-2. Jesse Winker is on deck. Now the payoff pitch home. And here's a ball hit in the air, but no chance to run it down. It's a foul ball. He'll try it again. 3-2. Popped up. Simeon is there. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
Now batting, left fielder, Jesse Winker.
Digging in to try it again. Jesse Winker. He singled his last time up. First offering on its way. Fly ball out toward left center field. Kenna is in his tracks now, and he will put it away to retire the side. Reds are down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, tied 1-1. Just about set to go for the last of the 4th. But before we do that, here's Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, I talked to manager Bob Melvin during the break about his thoughts on the A's hitters to this point. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. Yes, they've only scored 1 run, but he said they've done a great job of forcing the pitch count up, and he thinks that's going to lead to more offense for them as this game goes on.
All right, thanks, Heidi. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th, and that means Matt Chapman will dig in at the plate.
The third baseman, Matt Chapman.
First delivery to him on the way. Starts him with a good rising fastball there for strike 1.
This guy's been really on point so far, but it's not getting any easier. He has to get through 4, 5, and 6 right here.
Just behind the fastball there. 2 strikes now.
Go to that well one more time. He's been late on the first 2.
A swing and a shot hit down the corner. Nearly a big fly to start the inning. Instead, a foul ball. The next 0-2. And he struck him out. So now it's Mark Canha. Hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, Matty, it's always a little frustrating when you square one up. You hit a solid line drive like he did, and all you have to show for it is a jog back to the dugout. That can get in your head for a little while.
And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike 1. Went after the high one there. A swing and a miss.
He is in complete command out on the mound today. He's got all 4 corners locked in, and now he's raising eye levels to boot.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Another 0-2 coming. One run on 3 hits and no errors in the ballgame for the A's so far. Hit hard up the middle and into center field as he's aboard with a 1-out single.
Well, that's just the case, D-Roll. You got to make a little bit better pitches with 2 strikes. Jumps ahead 0-2, and then a couple of foul balls, and on pitch number 5, he squares one up for a base hit.
Yeah, I can't tell you how nice that feels right there. You battle to get and count leverage and fight to get your ace swing off. 0-2, you're almost turned around walking back to your dugout, so that's a nice piece of hitting.
Chris Davis is in for his second plate appearance as he looks at a ball that's 1-0. Went about halfway there, but it's a called strike regardless. Runners on first with one down. One pitch and a nice call for the change. It's 1-2. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Fastball swung on and missed, and for the second time today he's gone on strikes. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you think you see that ball as a hitter, you think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
Hit hard to the right. Piscotty has had his trouble in these matchups, facing right-handed pitching, that is. He shows a lot more prowess against the southpaws. And he fouls this one off. Gray sets. 0-2 pitch on its way.
Hey, 3 foul balls in a row right here, searching for that put away stuff.
Runner aboard at first here with 2 gone in a 1-1 ball game. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. The A's strand 1. 5th inning coming up, tied at 1. Digging in the switch hitter, Freddie Galvis. He'll start off the 5th in this one. First pitch on its way. And that's in there for strike 1.
Really feels like he's just on cruise control out there on the mound right now.
Boy, this is a tight one. You kind of get the feeling like the next team that scores is going to win this one.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Looks like a right-hander's gotten up to throw now in the Oakland pen. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Now the slider gets the call in the bottom part of the zone. The 1-2. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
To the plate now, Tucker Barnhart. As the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. One and 1 to Tucker Barnhart. Fooled him with that one as he's way out in front.
I mean, you look in the dugout right now, you see steam coming out of the hitting coach's ears. Somebody has to stay back and find a way to get knocked.
2 balls and 2 strikes to the Reds catcher. Here now the 2-2. Is laid off and the count runs full. Nick Senzel will be next. Smoked on the ground up the middle, and that'll get on through into center, and he's got himself a one-out hit.
Hey guys, that's an excellent job right there. That's a back foot slider. Usually those are kryptonite for most batters, and he's able to fight it off, keep his hands inside the baseball, and deliver a base hit.
At the plate, Nick Senzel, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike one. 0 for 2 for him to this point. And he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
Good thing he didn't make contact with that pitch. Only thing he could do is probably hit that on the ground. It could be a double play ball.
He struck him out the third time he's fanned in the game.
Well, that's just a quality pitch right there. The location was excellent because if it's put in play, there's a good chance it's on the ground for a double play. And hey, a strikeout always works too.
Standing in now, Nicholas Castellanos, as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Count is even 1-1 to Nicholas Castellanos. A runner on first with 2 away. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Sent toward first. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Boy, this is just a case of another really good hitter finding a way, even though that was a soft liner, finding a way to get hits.
Yeah, he usually hits rockets and catches the barrel, but even his soft liners fall. Dan, he has a knack for keeping his bat in his zone and giving himself a chance much longer than the average ball player.
Joey Votto is in for the 3rd time now as he takes a ball outside. It's 1-0. 2 men are on with 2 men out. Into the corner and slicing foul. The set and the 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes now. Set and the 1-2 pulled toward right center field. Heading after it is Piscotty, and he brings it down to end the inning as the go-ahead run is left stranded. Reds strand a couple. Halfway home, all even at 1 apiece. Now batting, Tony Kemp, as we move past the halfway point in this one and begin the bottom of the 5th. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And now a right-hander's begun to loosen up in the Cincinnati bullpen. The 1-0 home.
Oh, that's out. Nope, that's inside.
You do not want to walk the 8-hole hitter. It just opens up so many options. Do we bunt him over to second with the 9-hole hitter? Do we try and play for that big rally with the top of the order coming up? This is a huge pitch. You can't allow this guy to walk.
That one's in there. 3-1.
one of the best ways to keep a guy uncomfortable is to pound him inside. They're doing that, and this one caught the zone.
The 3-1. And that misses. Ball 4 now. It's a leadoff walk to get the home half of the 5th underway.
Man, when the game is tied, the last thing you can afford to do is walk the leadoff hitter. Got to focus on getting that ground ball now.
Now to the plate, Sean Murphy. He drew a base on balls his first time up. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Shows bunt as he gets this one down. One there. Over to Votto, and they're able to get them both.
Now batting, shortstop, Marcus Semien.
Ready once again, Marcus Semien. 2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far. Gray into his motion. First pitch on the way.
Ball 1, no strike.
The 1-0.
That ball's fast.
Now the 1-1 pitch.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Big sweeping breaking ball right there. Good pitch, but if he wants to get him to swing at it, he'll have to bring it in a little bit closer to the strike zone.
And the 2-1.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Fouled off. Now the payoff pitch home. There's ball 4.
Now batting, number 22.
Stepping into the box, Ramon Laureano. It was a walk in his last trip. Here's the first pitch to him.
1-0.
And he lays off a fastball here that looked pretty good, but it's 2-0.
I wonder if that call not going his way right there has anything to do with walking the last guy. We all know umpires don't give you much on the corners if you're not throwing strikes consistently.
Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
Well, this has been a long inning already, and I know he doesn't want it to get any longer. I expect a challenge pitch right here.
Here it comes, the 3-0.
Got to believe he had the green light in that situation. 2 outs, 3-0 count. This guy can certainly handle the bat. That's a perfect situation to let him loose. But I love the fact that he's keyholding a certain area, and it wasn't what he was looking for.
Fouled away.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
Throw over to the bag.
No, he's safe.
2 out with the man at first. And a check swing here, but he holds up far too late as it's strike 3 and the inning is over. A couple of walks, but no damage. The three of us are back with more following this. Daniel Mengden takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Number 33, Daniel Mengden.
New inning set to get underway, and into the batter's box next, a guy who's developed into one of the big-time power hitters in the league, Eugenio Suarez. First delivery to him on the way. And this is taken outside for ball 1. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. The 1-0. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one.
Nope.
3-1. On deck, Mike Moustakas. Swing and a miss as he went after the slider there, and that'll run the count full.
What I love right there is just the freedom in that hack. He ain't trying to do anything but hit the baseball as far as he can.
Tough pitch to lay off, but he did, and it's ball 4, so the leadoff hitter's aboard to start the 6th.
And I'm sure the manager is just fine with that. I mean, it's better to battle a slugger like that to the end and end up walking him than serving on up where he can really hurt you.
So a runner at first now with nobody out. And up next, the former World Series hero, Mike Moustakas. Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch.
Good spot to be in right now as a hitter. Count your favor, 1-0. Good time to get a fastball and turn it loose.
From the belt, kicks and deals.
Boy, not exactly what you'd like as a pitcher. One of the keys is to minimize your pitches, attack the strike zone early, a lot of deep counts, and working himself into a lot of trouble.
And he drops a changeup right down Broadway for a called strike.
That's an impressive pitch right there. If you're willing to throw a changeup on 2-0, that tells me that's a pitch you feel really confident with.
Here's the 2-1 home. Leadoff man aboard here in a 1-1 ball game. So a full count now. Three-two pitch. And he lays off there, ball 4. So back-to-back walks have him in business here with nobody out.
Well, when you go with a slider there in a full count, you're hoping that the hitter is thinking fastball and swings through it. Didn't work out that way, though. He lays off and gets the free pass.
Stepping up now, number 64. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. First offering on its way. Good pitch there down below the zone, got him to go after it. Mengden, a 6'1" right-hander. He was a 4th-round selection during the 2014 draft.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
From the stretch, ball 1 as he lays off below the zone.
The Reds have been searching for that big hit all game long. Let's hope they can get it. They're starting to run out of time. It's about time for something to happen.
The 1-1, and it's fouled away. Off the outside that time as the breaking ball can't catch the zone. Here now the 2-2. 2-2 pitch is fouled away. From the belt, the pitch. Now a swing and a little bouncer softly hit to the right side of the mound.
The left fielder, number 33, Jesse Winker.
Bases full now following the error. And next it'll be the outfielder, Jesse Winker. First pitch coming. Here it is.
Pitcher on the mound has to find a way to minimize damage right here. Gotta believe he's willing to trade 2 outs for a run.
Here comes the 0-1. And he lays off for ball 1. Tight spot, bases loaded, nobody out. Fastball close, but he didn't get it. 2-1. From the belt, kicks and deals. Good time to call the change as he swings and misses for strike 2.
Wow, what makes it so tough to be a hitter is to be able to hit and change his speeds, right? You're geared up for the fastball, and all of a sudden he pulls the string and throws you the straight change, the dreaded equalizer.
Popped him up. Chapman is under it, and that's the first out of the inning.
The batter, number 3, shortstop, Freddie Galvis.
Ready for another shot now. Freddie Galvis. He's popped out and struck out in his first 2 plate appearances. From the stretch. Drilled to the right side. And he has delivered one of the biggest at-bats of the afternoon as he cashes in with a base hit.
Boy, that's a tough one right there if you're a pitcher, D-Roy. You think you make a decent pitch, ball hit to the hole right through there. You're hoping it can get knocked down. Instead, base hit, run batted in.
Yeah, and as the batter right there, you're taking off your batting gloves, giving dabs to the first base coach. Glad that that found the hole right there. Ribeye steak, chalk one up.
Into the box, Tucker Barnhart. He swings, and it's a line drive to left center. He leaps, but he can't get it. It's down for extra bases. 1 run scores.
Yeah, he squares this thing up beautifully and blasts it through the gap all the way to the wall. Then the only question that remained was whether 2 or 3 runs were going to score. They held the runner at third, but that's a timely 2-run double.
Yasmero Petit is going to have his work cut out for him here. 2 runners in scoring position, so he'll try to leave them right where they are. Into the box now, Nick Senzel. As the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball one. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. One and one to the Reds leadoff man. Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. Grounded down the third baseline. And that's the second out.
Now batting, right fielder, Nick Castellanos.
Digging in, Nicholas Castellanos. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. And it appears they're going to give him the intentional walk here, so now they'll have a force at any base with 2 gone.
That's what's called getting the treatment. Everyone knows he's a power threat with the bat, so it's all about not letting him be the guy that beats you.
Now at the plate, Joey Votto. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Count 1-0.
Fastball well outside. Petit, a Venezuelan-born ball player. This is his 12th season in the big league, so he's put together a really nice career to this point. 3 runs already home here. The bouncer to the left side. Chapman has it cleanly. Throw on to first, and they're able to escape the monster inning as the side is retired. So all in all, they're fortunate to give up just 3 in the inning as they wind up escaping the bases loaded jam. Part of the order, 3, 4, and 5 coming up. Reds out in front, 4-1. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and here comes the first baseman, Matt Olson.
The first baseman, Matt Olson.
The pitch. No balls and 1 strike. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Here's a strike with the breaking ball.
Man, this guy's really pitched well so far, attacking the strike zone, and he's really kept these hitters off balance.
Now the 0-2 pitch.
Well, this is an approach we've seen him use effectively lately. Set up the inside and then get him out with pitches away.
The 1-2. And a good sinker there gets him swinging for the first out.
Well, I'm glad we get another look at that beauty of a pitch right there. You can't spot a sinker in a better location because even if you do get the bat on the ball, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. Textbook sinker.
And that'll bring in Matt Chapman. As he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Gray ready with the 0-1. Sixth inning. 4-1 is our score. And he struck him out. Strikeout number 8 now in the ballgame for him.
Certainly not showing any signs of intimidation with these middle of the order guys. That's back-to-back Ks, and the 3 and 4 guys are harmlessly back in the dugout.
In now, Mark Canha.
And a swing from him yields a foul pop out of play to the right.
1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Now a fastball gets the upper part of the zone for strike 2.
Boy, he looks strong out there on the mound this inning. He's got a chance to punch out the side in order, and against the middle of the order too.
Trying to strike out the side. Here it is.
I got to count 1 and 2.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Tough pitch to lay off there, but he did, and it's even up at 2-2.
Regardless of the result right here, to be down 0-2 and work it back to an even count, gotta feel like it's a win for the offense.
And a full count for Cano now. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
One of the things you want to do with a starter, get that pitch count up. Here's another productive at bat as this count now gets to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Skied into straightaway right. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the A's. And this is still a 4-1 ball game. So here's the cleanup hitter, Eugenio Suarez, and he'll get us started in what's officially the back third of this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Just off the outside, and it's 1-0. Now here's the pitch. One and 2 now.
1 ball, 2 strikes now.
Breaking ball, and he gets him to chase it in the dirt. The throw to first is in time. 1 down.
The batter number.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Mike Moustakas. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. There's the fastball that gets the lower part of the zone, called for a strike. Even 1-1 count to Moustakas. And now a fastball, but he's able to hold off on it, and it's 2-1 now. A little early, and now it's even at 2-2. Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch. Looked like the cut fastball there, and he got him to swing through it for the second out.
This is a pitch I think we'll see a lot from him in this game. The cutter darting in on the hitters in the opposite batter's box. It can be a real effective pitch when it's located well, and that one was right there.
Stepping in now, number 64. As he'll wait out a breaking pitch here that finds the zone for strike 1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And he powers a cut fastball by him that time, and he's in charge now. 0-2.
You go down 0-2 to a guy with this pitch arsenal, you just got to find a way to shorten up and battle, put something in play.
Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Line drive to left. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit. And this throw gets away from him.
As we take a look at the replay here, you can see that it was a hanging changeup. Nice job of staying back on it, and he's able to tattoo it for a double. And you know, if that pitch would have supplied more velocity, it might have been out of here. He hit it right on the screws.
To the plate now, Jesse Winker, as he'll take a changeup here for strike 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Comes set, and the 0-1. We're in the 7th now. 4-1 our score to this point. And he lays off this one down and in for ball 2. And the 2-1.
Down to 3-1.
That was a tempting pitch to swing at right there. A big power guy like this really wants something that he can elevate and drive out of the ballpark.
The 3-1 pitch. And this misses here for ball 4. Just the second walk he's issued here into his 7th inning of work.
The bat, number 3, shortstop, Freddie Galvis.
Digging in, Freddie Galvis. 2 outs and 2 runners aboard here in the 7th inning. First pitch of the at-bat. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Pulled toward right center field. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Reds strand a couple, but they lead it 4-1. Nate Jones gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Number 57, Nate Jones.
Last half of the 7th here, and that'll bring up the big-time power bat of right-handed hitter Chris Davis.
Chris Davis.
He's set, and the pitch. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike. Jones, the former Chicago White Sox, he signed as a free agent with this organization earlier in the season.
Yeah, I know he expected to get a longer-term deal, but these are the facts right now. He is on a 1-year deal, and he is going to have to produce if he is going to get that multi-year he's been looking for come off-season.
1-1 the count now. Too much dip on the sinker, laid off for a ball.
A couple strikeouts early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at-bat trying to get ahead and put himself in a good hitter's count.
Now the 2-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2.
This offense has been underachieving all day, putting way too much pressure on their own pitching staff. Someone has to have a quality AB and get this line going.
And he fouls this one off. Another 2-2. Got him. And that's the third time we've written a K next to his name in this one.
I think he had his mind made up. He was swinging the bat and trying to protect before the ball even left the pitcher's hand. That pitch wasn't even close. He would have needed a flagpole to hit that one.
So that'll bring up Stephen Piscotty as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. He's 1 for 2 in this one. The 1-0. Hit out towards second. Moustakas has it, and there are 2 away now.
The batter, number 5, second baseman, Tony Kemp.
So 2 are gone now in the Oakland half of the 7th, and striding toward the plate to hit next, Tony Kemp. From the stretch. 2 out, nobody on. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
Boy, that's one of the toughest pitches to lay off. A hard breaking ball at the back foot. Tough take on a terrific pitch.
Here's the 1-1.
Ball back outside.
Looked like he got fooled on the speed there. 2-2.
In my opinion, one of the toughest pitches in the game to square up. Just a heavy sinker with good downward action.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Pulled the string on him that time, and the inning is over.
A's are gone in order. They trail it 4-1. J.B. Wendelken has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 57, J.B. Wendelken.
Digging in now, Tucker Barnhart. So far, 2 for 3 in this one.
Barnhart.
First pitch on its way. Now a swing and a ball popped in the air back behind short. Simeon stay with it as he backs up and puts it away. 1 gone.
Every pitcher loves to get quick outs, right? How about that? 1 pitch, 1 out, a pop-up to start the inning.
So 1 away here in the Reds half of the 8th, and that means Nick Senzel will dig in at the plate. He's set. Here it comes. Ooh, started him with the change, and it's 0-1.
He knows full well he's sitting on a hat trick right here. All he's trying to do is avoid the golden sombrero.
Down and away, ball 1. Now some action in that Oakland bullpen as it looks like a lefty started to get it going down there. A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate.
Not surprised he's laid on a heater right there. Just saw an off-speed pitch. Wanted to stay back a little bit too long.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
Wow, he's just a lost cause in this one. That's the 4th time he struck out in this game alone, and that's not something you'll forget very quickly. That's about as bad of a day as you can have.
Standing in now, Nicholas Castellanos. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he looks like he's toying with him here. It's 0-2.
Hey, this is an amazing inning right here. Attacking the zone, keeping his defense invested. Chance to get off the field super quick.
Now a fastball here that'll wisely lay off, and it's 1-2. Pitch on the way. Swung on and hit pretty well out to deep left field. And that one is gone on a 2-strike count with 2 away in the inning. It's a solo shot off the bat of Nick Castellanos as they stretch the lead to 5-1.
Yeah, and that home run is an absolute backbreaker. You still have some baseball left to play here, but with a 4-run lead, it could be a non-save situation. So they might get the rest their closer the rest of the day. 4 runs feels awfully good.
The first baseman, number 19, Joey Votto.
So now to the plate, Joey Votto, as he takes a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. 2 hits in 4 attempts to this point. Ready with the 0-1. Below the zone, a swing and a miss.
Hey, down in the count 0-2, I'd like to see a little choke and poke right here. Maybe work it up the middle or opposite field with 2 strikes.
Fouled off. The 0-2 once more.
And that's his strikeout pitch right there. You know, you'll see a lot of guys swing right over the top of that one. But in this situation, he was able to hold back. That's a nice take.
2 out, nobody on. Is put in play to the right side of the infield. Fielded cleanly. Off balance throw. Gets him. Nice play there as the side is retired. 1 more for the Reds, and it comes on this home run. On now to the bottom of inning number 8. It's the Reds 5 and the A's 1. Tyler Thornburg is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 48, Tyler Thornburg.
Digging in, Sean Murphy. He'll have a new pitcher waiting for him as we begin their half of the 8th.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
0-1 the count. The pitch. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
Boy, there's the perfect pitch right there. The straight changeup. He hadn't used it yet in this at bat, and what does he do? He uses it, pulls the string, and gets the big strikeout.
Into the box, Marcus Semien, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. 2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far. The 1-0 home. Misses, ball 2. 5-1 our score as we play the 8th. 3-0 now. Pitch on the way. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Left fielder giving chase. He tracks it down and makes the play to record the second out.
Now batting, number 22.
Coming to the plate now, Ramon Laureano. He went down on strikes last time up. Here's the first pitch to him. And he waves at a curveball there. No balls and a strike. Hit hard back up the middle. And that finds its way through for a base hit.
Matty, you find that a lot. Guy throws a bad curveball. Even though he gets a swing at it, he didn't like the feel. He doubled up on the same pitch.
Yeah, the location of the pitch what got him there on a fat curveball that he was able to single on. That'll bring up the power hitter, Matt Olson. Out in front of it, strike one. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Comes set with the 0-1. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. 1 left for Oakland. They're down here 5-1. Now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Eugenio Suarez. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point.
Eugenio.
Now the pitch. And we kick off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here. 0-1.
Well, he kind of tipped his hand right there. His approach is obviously sitting on the off speed because he was so late on that first pitch heater.
And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Pitch on the way. Oh, and here's a drive. Well hit out to straightaway center. But he's going to haul this one in on the run as he winds up just shy of the wall for the first out.
Second baseman, Mike Moustakas.
Digging in once again, Mike Moustakas. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Hey. 0-1's the count.
The 0-1 delivery.
Nope, that's the ball. 1-1.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Fouled away. Here's another 1-2. Now here's a ball hit high and deep to straightaway right field. Going back is the right fielder. Now a leaping effort at the wall, but he comes up empty. This one is gone. Home run. A solo shot that time for Mike Moustakas. And it's now a 6-1 ball game.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number one, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
Jake Diekman enters the game with one gone in the top of inning number 9.
Now batting, number 64.
In now, number 64, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. Sinker, 1 ball, 1 strike. Diekman is adjusting to the new normal as MLB now mandates that relievers reach the end of an inning or face 3 or more batters before being replaced. And for a one-time lefty specialist like this, that's a big change. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And this is lined right back up the middle. And that's a base hit. He's now 2 for 5 in this one.
Whoa, that ball was close, whizzed right by his head. I think he probably heard it go by, guys. That's pretty unsettling for a pitcher. Trust me, I know.
Stepping in now, Jesse Winker, as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. The 1-0 delivery. Count now a ball and a strike. Set and the 1-1 pitch. Way inside with that one. A pretty easy take there. Tried to crush that ball and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And a swing and a miss as they got him with the slider there. 2 away.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just darts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
At the plate now, Freddie Galvis, as he'll watch a sinker here that misses. It's ball 1. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. The 1-0 is taken high above the zone. Fastball well outside. The 3-0 pitch is laid off, but in there for strike 1. A runner on first with 2 away. And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
The 3-2 pitch. And a good at-bat that time as he lays off for ball 4. And as a result, that'll move a runner up into scoring position now with 2 away.
The catcher, Tucker Barnhart.
Into the box now, Tucker Barnhart. He's doubled and singled in 4 at-bats in this contest. Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
That was a pretty good fastball after he walked the hitter previous. There was a little angry on that heater.
Awfully close with the slider there, but it's 1-1. Two balls and a strike.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball in play hard.
Now the 2-1. Two down, runners at first and second. And there's strike three. So we'll see now if they can manage to hold on to this huge lead as the side is retired. One more for the Reds, and it comes on this home run. Last chance coming up for Oakland. It's the Reds 6 and the A's 1. Lucas Sims, a 6'2" right-hander, jogs in to take over on the mound.
Lucas Sims.
Into the box, Matt Chapman, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts for him to this point in the ballgame.
Matt Chapman.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Count 1-0. No, that's low. Whoa, that's inside.
Got to find the strike zone. Here's the 3-0. And, oh, he thought that was ball 4, but it's called a strike. 3-1 now. And now a pitch on the way. And he struck out again. That's the third time he's gone down on strikes in this one.
It looked like this at bat had the makings of a leadoff walk when it started 3-0. So that's a good job not to give in and battle back to earn the strikeout. That's not always easy to do.
Standing in now, Mark Canha. As he'll watch a slider that runs out of the strike zone away for ball 1. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. The 1-0. Grounded up the first baseline, but a foul ball. 1-1. The pitch. Good pitch there down below the zone. Got him to go after it. High in the air out to center field. Senzel is there, and quickly 2 are gone here, and it's not looking good for the home 9.
The batter, number 2, designated hitter, Chris Davis.
Here's Chris Davis now. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th. First offering on its way. And he swings through a fastball and doesn't catch up with it. It's 0-1.
Threw that fastball right by him. He had no chance to get the barrel of that one.
Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-1. Now here's the pitch. Now a swing and a ground ball. This should do it. On to first, and that will seal matters here this afternoon.
Hey, it's hard to win games at any point, but to win games on the road, especially in this ballpark, so they are very happy with this win.
6-1, the final tally today. The Cincinnati Reds rode an important 6th inning to victory in this one. Sonny Gray pitches well enough to get the W. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plezak, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian. We all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
The final line score for our ball game this afternoon for the victorious Cincinnati Reds. 6 runs on 13 hits. No errors. They left 13 men on base. For the Athletics, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error. They left 6 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 4 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.